Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's video. Today we're going to be talking a bit about unrealistic standards that are unreasonable and unable to be maintained in today's society. So let's roll that intro and we'll get into it. So we're just going to start this out with a couple of unrealistic standards. I'm going to start, so I'm obviously going to cover the men's unrealistic standards. If you guys relate to any of this, comment down below, hit that like button. But let's just jump into this here a little bit. So one thing that men are expected to do is have unrealistically high incomes. There are people out there I've seen on many different surveys and everything that say that men need to be making over $1 million a year or they won't even look at them. Frankly, you're passing up on a lot of real good men because of that unrealistic standard on his income. There's so many good men. Yes, I understand there is a a standard to be had about a guy's income in the sense of stability and his ability to actually keep himself going and be self-sufficient and all of that stuff. Totally get that, but there's plenty of really, really awesome guys out there making between 80 and 100,000. Hell, maybe they're making 65,000, but they're growing. So is that such a bad thing? I really don't think so. To oust men just because they don't make enough money for you, I say change your lifestyle, bitch. Because that's unrealistic to expect a man to fork out $1 million a year for your lifestyle. Like, I'm not gonna apologize for that. Like, that's completely unrealistic. Men deal with physical attributes that we have to go through. How many guys have heard, "Oh, I won't date you because you're under 6 feet tall," or "I won't, date you because you're a fat ass or you're too skinny," or like. Women think that you guys are the only ones who hear this stuff, but yet we hear it too. Okay, the main difference between men and women is you guys get you're too tall. You're not short enough. Where we get, you're not tall enough. Which I find funny because only 10% of the population is actually over 6 feet tall. So, you're really limiting your options there. I'm not saying go for a guy that's 5'2". If you're not into shorter guys, that's fine. But if you're 5'5", a guy who's 5'10", come on, that should be all right. You can wear 3-inch heels and still be shorter than a dude. That should be fine. You're limiting yourself a lot when it comes to that in terms of really good guys out there that are out there. And then of course we're going to talk about the number one thing, fuck boys, Red Bull, all kinds of them out there. And they've made a terrible name for men. They've made trust issues like you wouldn't believe. They've made women question every decision. When's the shoe gonna fall? When's this gonna happen? When's that gonna happen? All because they're used to these fuck boys who come in, they swoop in, they charm your pants off, take what they want, and whoop out the fucking door, and you're left going, what the hell just happened to me? Well, little did a lot of people know that guys that are the polar opposite of that, so guys who maybe have really low experience because they save themselves, they only do certain things when they're in that high of a commitment, they get mocked too. It's like, oh, you're a fuckboy, what's wrong with you? Oh, you've only been with one woman before? What's wrong with you? It's not always our fault, and it's not always a negative.
Right, yeah.
Some guys aren't fuckboys. They just happen to have bad luck and get fuck girled. Or whatever you want to call it. That happens to us too. And then our number is either higher or lower or whatever, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with us. You just have to look at the person as a whole and whether they're doing it intentionally or whether they're doing it, what their reasons are, their motivations are. Myself, for example, I don't have the lowest number. I don't have a high number. I don't have the lowest number either, though. I'm embarrassed by how many I've been with. It's too many for my opinion. But I've never fuckboy to girl. Okay, I've never used a girl for sex. I've never had that the primary focus of any relationship I've been in. You know, I've always, you know, had an emotional connection first. And, you know, sometimes I got fuck girled. Sometimes I rushed in too fast. Sometimes it's all dependent. But you can't be judging people by that. You got to judge them for their personality and for who they are, not not the notches in their belt.
Yeah.
Right. There's so many unrealistic double standards when it comes to how men are expected to take responsibility for things. Like, I don't care if you have like funny double standards. Like, I don't care if like the guy massages your feet but you're not going to touch his feet. That's fine. That's like so beyond fine.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that double standard.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't care about the double standard of us paying for dates. Because you know what? That's fine. I mean, me personally, I think whoever invited on the date should be the one who paid.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
If the date was your idea, you pay.
Yeah.
But, that being said, I don't mind. I don't mind that double standard. That's totally cool with me. The double standards I fucking hate is when she's a cheating hoe and I gotta pay out.
Yeah.
Or, you know, especially when kids are involved, it's even worse because women are literally paid to leave guys. Like, the consequences for a woman are a lot lower. Hey, you guys, depending on the guy, I'm not saying that you don't have consequences. All I'm saying is 9 times out of 10, the courts favor the mother. So you're going to get the child support. You're going to get the alimony. You're going to get financial support from somebody who has to support themselves. And sometimes what ends up happening is a good guy who wants to be a good dad spends plenty of time with his kids, 50-50 split custody, and he's still paying child support, and he's still maintaining a home outside of all of that. And she's getting paid from him to do that. I've seen women out there who are literally getting paid child support from like 3 different guys. They don't work a job and they're just collecting money from baby daddies basically, and they're villainizing these dads. Like, I've seen good guys. Like, I'm lucky I'm not in this scenario, but I've seen really good guys get absolutely villainized by women.
Yeah, that's crap.
Like, to their kids. Like, they're like, oh, your dad doesn't have time for you. And it's just like, no, you said they couldn't spend time with their dad. You held them back. And yet they are the ones trying and you're the one doing it, but you're telling the kid, they don't have time for you. Fuck you.
No, that's, no.
Those are...
Fuck them.
Yeah, those are some unrealistic standards I think men are kind of met with. And I think that it needs to change. Like, if a guy is super, super sweet on you, super nice, super genuine guy, authentic, humble, honest, and you're like, you know, you check the boxes on, like, you know, your communication, your chemistry, your physical attraction, all of those things, give him a shot. Who cares if he doesn't make $1 million a year?
Well, yeah, that shouldn't be a top thing.
As long as he's not a hobo sexual.
Yeah, just have a full-time job. That's literally all you need. Like, it's true. Like,
have the ability to maintain an income stream and have goals.
Yeah, but plus, like, no, you shouldn't want a girl that wants those things from you anyway either. So. Right.
Like, yeah, that's my thing too. Like, yeah, an income stream is one sign of stability. But like, if a girl is literally like, how much do you make a year? Oh, only $800,000.
That's awful.
Broomer.
Yeah. Okay. Get rid of her. She's no good.
And girls, if you are dating a guy who moved in with you after 2 weeks of dating because of some excuse, broom him.
Yeah.
He's what you call a hobosexual. He dates for residency.
Yeah.
So those are my 2 cents on the men's parts.
Okay, and so yeah, for the women's side of it, you know, it just seems to me nowadays that, as it kind of sucks for guys, where girls only want money and that's literally all they care about. I mean, you know, that's not how it is for a lot of girls. A lot of girls don't give a shit about what you make, like you were saying, just have a full-time job. But, you know, I think that some women also think that they need to always put out and that they're expected to give you guys these things so that you give them what they want, which I don't think that that's an equal thing as much as people think that that's equal. I don't think that, you know, the girl should have to put out in order to get the guy's attention. I don't think that the guy should have to, you know, make a certain amount of money and give it to her for her lifestyle in order for her to give something to the guy. Like, that's just wrong. That's just selfish. That's just bullshit is what that is. And I just think that, you know, we should be good people and not give a shit whether someone's putting out, whether someone makes a certain amount of money. Like, how about just respect each other and, you know, understand where each other is at. Like, if the girl doesn't want to basically have sex with you, like, within the first few months, respect that. I mean, she obviously wants to build something worthwhile, you know, and then if the guy doesn't make a shit ton of money, who fucking cares? Just, why can't you just work together and, I don't know, build up your money together? Like, who gives a shit? You can have a good life without having a shit ton of money.
Well, like, assess that guy, too. Like, if he's not making a ton of money, is it because he's lazy, or is it because he's in the starting sections of a bigger goal, right? And and I mean, let's be fair. Putting out to get a guy's financial leverage, it's called prostitution. It is illegal in a lot of states and provinces. Just saying.
I know that a lot of people aren't meaning it like that, but it is true. That technically, if you really think about it, it is technically that. I mean, if you're basically sucking a guy's thing just to
leverage his pocketbook.
Yeah, just to get money for whatever the hell you want. That technically, if you want to think about it, really,
by definition,
is illegal. I mean, I get it's two, like, consenting adults. I get that.
So is prostitution.
Right. It's just, I don't know. Personally, I don't think that that's a good thing, and I think it's, like, all gotten out of hand, and it honestly needs to stop. We just need to respect each other, and
if all you want is a guy's pocketbook, start an OnlyFans page.
Don't do that. just don't do that. Just
don't mess with his feelings.
Do the right things. Treat people with respect. If you treat people with respect, then hopefully they'll treat you with respect. But again, the other point is, like he was saying, I think we all feel like we have to always maintain, like, really high, like, physical, like, perfection, physical, like, beauty, like, just have to be completely beautiful and just have to have this amazing body all the time in order to find whatever guy you want. And you know what, to some extent, I guess there is some truth in that, but you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have this perfect round whatever ass. You don't have to have these awesome boobs, this beautiful hair. Like you gotta be you, and whomever the guy is, he's gonna love you for you, and vice versa. You're gonna love him for him. I mean, if you both don't love each other for each other, then what the fuck you
what are you doing
together?
yeah.
Don't use each other. That's not a relationship. That's not anything. That's not a marriage. That's nothing. Using each other is just fucking bullshit. Just you want to be with someone because you love them and you care about them and you try to understand them and you always want good for them and they want good for you. Like, it's all about good things, not bad, not using. It's not all about you. It's not about selfishness. It's actually about, like, selflessness, like, honestly. So like, just be the best you, and you're gonna hopefully find that best guy. Like, honestly, what you put out there is what you get back. So if you're being the best you, then you're going to find that guy that's the best him, and you're gonna come together, and it's gonna be great. Takes time sometimes, but whatever. The other part is about, you know, kind of getting stereotyped into being like gold diggers. So, okay. There are women out there that are complete gold diggers, and I understand when a lot of the time when a woman is a gold digger, they look super like wealthy and put together, and they have like all this I don't know, flashy stuff. And okay, I understand the perception of that. Like I get why you guys are like, oh, you know, I can't afford her kind of thing because of the way she looks and the things that she has and stuff. But you know what? That's not always true. Sometimes a girl can be incredibly beautiful and have a few flashy things and be the sweetest, most kindest, most generous girl out there. Like you don't know this. I don't know how I would like explain it really, but like you kind of have to give that person a shot. Like I get it though. Like chances are more often than not you're probably gonna run into a gold digger. But yeah. I mean I don't know how else that like us good girls. I don't know how else we can put that out there. Be like, hey, we really are not a gold digger. We're just trying to do the best we can in our life. And sure, we may have a few flashy things, but that doesn't mean we're a gold digger. The few flashy things, because we only have a few, keyword few flashy things, it's because we bought them ourselves with our own hard-earned money. Yeah. There is a difference. Like, whereas the other girls that have everything flashy and they have that attitude of like, I'm better than you and I deserve this and I'm entitled and, you know, the world owes me something. Whereas the other girls, the really good girls that have a few flashy things, they aren't like that. They don't think like that. They're not entitled. They don't think that the world owes them anything. It's nothing like that. And so that's why I say, if you get to know that person, you're going to quickly find out whether they're a gold digger or they're actually genuine. Yeah. And us good girls, we are genuine. We're not gold diggers. And there is differences. You just have to look for them and actually just try. I know it's hard because you run into a lot of gold diggers, but there is diamonds in all the dirt. There really is. You just gotta weed out all the crap.
Yeah. Well, that's like guys too. There's diamonds out there too that are gonna be really good. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a lot of coal.
Yeah.
There's gonna be diamonds too. But I think I think a lot of it's just summed up to, you know, it's all about like being healthy and having that level of respect, both for yourself and for others, right? Like you see so many people out there and they're not respecting themselves or others, and they're not being healthy.
No.
Like even you can look like a fucking beauty pageant winner and be unhealthy. Mm-hmm. You can be the total opposite and be unhealthy. You know, like I find if you're healthy, you're gonna look your best, regardless of whatever that look is. If you're healthy, you will look your best, and that doesn't mean you have to eat perfectly clean.
No. Yeah, you're not.
It just means you have to try and eat clean.
Well, and I just think that like people that are not these like gold diggers or fuckboys or whatever, they, you know, I get it at first. You might think that they're these amazing people, but you have to give it time. Unfortunately, you'll learn it in time, because the gold diggers and the fuckboys, they can only last for so long. They can only put up their charade for so long, whereas genuine people, the shoe honestly never drops.
Yeah.
It's true. It's always, the shoe always drops with fuckboys and gold diggers.
Yeah. If you don't, you know, put out or pay out, they'll leave. They'll move on to the next mark. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to test it, just test it. Be like, no, I'm not giving you money or something like that. And be like, no, I'm not, you know, giving you sex. Just, you know, if you're not ready, like, don't do anything unless, you know, it's genuine and you're ready. And, you know, like, giving isn't always sex or money. It's sometimes giving is time. Sometimes giving is
respect.
Respect, exactly. Like, there's other forms. And for some reason, people seem to think that it's only these two things that are out there that
but it's so not. There's so much more things out there that are so much more valuable in nature, and and like these you know, like people who are just after dollar bills and sex, it's you're missing out on so much more of what you could have,
even in life in general.
And
really, but
generally speaking, you can be missing out. Some of the best things I've ever done were free. Yeah.
But also just being there for someone, genuinely being there, and just you know, having no ulterior motives, like, you gotta get rid of those because there's no point. Like, honestly, that shouldn't even be in your vocabulary.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. Gold digger, fuck boys, ulterior motives, just get it all gone because there's no point of those things. Those things are useless in life. Like, they really are. As much as you think that they aren't, they really are. Because eventually, they're just gonna fuck up your life anyway, or fuck up somebody else's life, and you're gonna move on to the next person, and it's a fucking cycle. Like, I hate cycles. Like, it drives me nuts. Just stop.
Yeah.
It's not helping anybody.
No, absolutely. And like I was saying too, like, even on an emotional level, it's funny. Some of the, like, actually all of the, like, emotional and, like, you know, hard points in my life that I appreciate the most when it comes to, like, connecting have actually been with friends, not girlfriends. Like, I remember times, like, sitting up at the top of a mountain with my best friend, just that freaking peace. There was no sexuality there. It was just two people. Yeah, she was a girl. Two people enjoying each other's company in a very peaceful manner. There's been times where, you know, I've gone to, I've gone on road trips. Like, I went to Marine Lake there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome experience. Very humbling, very enjoyable, very, like, you know, centering.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not a sexual thing at all. It's just two people enjoying each other's company. And it means a lot more to me than what a lot of other things could have meant, right?
No, me too, but you also, like...
Not to downplay any
No, but
girl
because you do that, like, whether it's friend, like, any friend, really, or anybody, you just go and you, like I said, genuinely go, and, like, you have fun, and you're with that person, and you're enjoying company, and all of that. Yeah. Like, you learn a lot, though, too, and you just... It's a different experience, other than, like, don't... If you're going just to use somebody, like, you're not seeing everything. You're not open to anything other than that ulterior motive bullshit.
Well, because you're only really getting 10% of it.
Yeah, there's so much more when you don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so with all that being said, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons down below, as well as the notification bell so you never miss a new video, and it also helps our channel grow. So with that being said, remember to keep it simple and stay humble. Bye.
Bye, guys.